Hey friends, this lesson is for pre-K and kindergarten. A couple weeks ago we read the book Giraffes Can't Dance. And then last week we drew a picture of our giraffe just from the neck, the long neck up to the head. We drew the picture. Today we're going to add color with crayons and paint. So for today's art lesson, you will need crayons. You're going to need the set of paint that your teacher gave you a couple weeks ago. If you're a student who only learns at home, this is sitting in the office for you. I put everybody's name on it, okay? But if you can't find this at home, you could just use crayons instead, and that's okay, all right? Oh, and you're also going to need some water. So ask an adult to get you a cup from your kitchen. A nice heavy cup like this always works, and it's okay to put paint in here and you just wash it out and you can use it again for coffee. That's fine. Or I like to use a Tupperware container, a little plastic container. I like to use this too. You don't need a lot of water. This doesn't spill very easily. That's why I like this. If you use a plastic cup, like a small plastic cup, sometimes that spills. So I like things that are sort of big. Okay, so let's get started. Okie dokie. So giraffes are yellow and they usually have orange colored or brown colored spots. So that's what you can use, or you could get really creative. I might do green and blue for mine. Okay, so I'm gonna start coloring, and we're gonna do the spots, but I also want you to outline. Outline means drawing on top of your pencil lines. So pick one nice dark color to go on top of all your pencil lines. So I'm using blue. You could use black or brown. Let me pause this and I'll finish up. Okay, so I finished coloring. I outlined on top of all of my pencil and I colored in all the spots for the giraffe. They're not perfect circles or squares. They're just kind of random spotty shapes. Do what you want. And then there's a little bit on the face too. And I decided to use black for the eyelashes and the nose, and I wanted mine to have pink lipstick. You can do whatever you want. Oops, I forgot to do the top of its little horns are fuzzy, so that's going to be a darker color. I forgot to do that. Okay, now I did say blue and green, but you don't see any green on here. And that's because we're going to do it with paint. So it's super important when we're done with our crayons to get them out of the way. We don't want crayons rolling into our paint. Now, open this up really carefully. Sometimes the first time you open it, it's really hard, so maybe get an adult to help. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start with green. As I said, we were going to do green for the face. So I get my brush, dip my brush in my water. Actually, you know what, friends? Instead of green, I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna do orange, okay? So I'm gonna dip my brush in my water, and the first time we use a color, we need to get a good amount of water on there. If it's really dry, you need water to get it to work. Okay, good. Now that's nice and wet, and I can start with my orange. So I'll go up here, and paint, and the blue crayon is gonna show through the paint. So if I get some paint on top of the blue, it's okay. I'm going to rinse my brush and get back in the orange. And I'm going to do the horns. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to do the face, and watch what happens when I go over the eyes. Now, I need to get a little bit more water. Maybe wipe off on the edge once. Get it nice and wet again. We always need water to make this work because it's called watercolors. I'm going to paint right over the eyes, and look at that. You can still see through. Dip in the water, get some more paint. You can see I started to run out. Keep going, go right over the lips, and the lips still show up. Oh no, I'm starting to run out. What do I do? Oh look, see, if I keep going and my brush gets all scrubby and yucky like this, that's no good. I have to dip it in the water, wipe it one time, get back in my watery paint. Now I have a lot more paint. That's good. And I keep on going until I starting to run out again. We're going to do lots of dipping for this project, dipping in the water all the time to keep our paint working. You have to be very patient. Okay, I'm going to turn off the camera and finish it up. Hang on. And I'm done. I'm so excited with how pretty my giraffe looks. I want you guys to send me a picture of your giraffe too. And I think my giraffe will have a name. I will call her Alfreda the giraffe. Now let's talk about cleaning up. This is important. When you take a picture, if you hold this straight up and down, all the drippy paint is going to drip and mess up your picture. So wait a little bit until this is dry and then send me a picture. Also, you probably have a giant puddle of paint in your orange. So if you put the lid on this and turn it sideways, oh, all that paint is going to drip. So leave the lid open for a little bit so that your colors can dry. Let me teach you something else really quick. Let's pretend that you are painting and accidentally you got green in the yellow, for example, and that is messy and yucky. So here's how you clean up mistakes like this. And maybe an adult could help you, but you could do it yourself. Get a paper towel, and you don't need the whole thing. You just need part of it. So tear off part of it and just fold it up a little bit and press it really gently on the wet paint. This works when it's wet, okay? And I cleaned it up. If it's dirty and it's dry, you actually have to add some water to it, and that'll help clean it up. And there we go. That's how you clean up messed up paint. All right, have fun, everybody.